Hi, good evening. Welcome to Bedtime Bible Stories. This show is not family friendly, it's for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised. I'm your narrator on this here journey of the Old Testament. I am the charismatic, infallible enigma known as Nikki K the Great. That's from one of my old intros. I thought I would mix the two. I thought it'd be clever. So, pack a bowl, take your pills. It's not time for me right now because I have to start making my videos earlier. So, by the time you get this, it will be time to take your pills and pack a bowl. Then grab your smokes and get comfy. Make sure you have your bedtime beverage, your nightly reward for keeping other people alive. Then let's smoke it, drink it, and read it. Alright, so we are on 4th Maccabees, chapter 2. Chapter 1, this guy was philosophizing. He was philosophizing. I'm just kidding. About reason ruling the emotions. That was the first philosophy lesson. And this one says, why is it amazing that the desires of the mind for the enjoyment of beauty are rendered powerless? Why is it amazing that the desires of the mind for the enjoyment of beauty are rendered powerless? It is for this reason, certainly, that the temperate Joseph is praised, because by mental effort he overcame sexual desire. What? When? When did that happen? Oh, oh, yeah, Queen Fuckface. That's right. That's why he was kicked out. For when he was young, I should have kept reading. I should have kept reading. Why didn't you keep reading? I should have. For when he was young and in his prime for intercourse, by this reason he nullified. Hold on. For when he was young and in his prime for intercourse, by his reason he nullified the frenzy of passions. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was his reason. It might have been more of his fear. Because that woman was Queen Face. Not only is reason proved to rule over the frenzied urge of sexual desire, but also every desire. I feel like that's talking to me. Thus, the law says, you shall not covet your neighbor's wife or anything that is your neighbor's. In fact, since the law has told us not to covet, I could prove to you all the more that reason is able to control desires. Just so it is with the emotions that hinder one from justice. Also, fear of the Democrats. Yeah, fear of the Democrats is also an emotion that hinders one from justice. Otherwise, how could it be that someone who is habitually a solitary gourmandizer, okay, this means a not a binge and purger and not anorexia, but there is a word for somebody that sits by themselves and eats, like eats alone. But I don't believe it's called this. But this is somebody who eats alone on purpose. A glutton uh, eats a lot alone. Stress eaters. Yeah, stress eating. Sitting alone and just eating. A glutton. So that's just a fat person, right? And just gross. Or even a drunkard can learn a better way unless reason is clearly lord of the emotions. Okay, so it's saying if these people can change. Okay, so maybe if reason didn't lord over emotions, people. Hold on. So hold on. These people can change, right? These people wouldn't be able to change unless reason was lord of the emotions. I believe that's what that means. Thus, as soon as one adopts a way of life in accordance with the law, even though a lover of money, one is forced to act contrary to natural ways and to lend without interest to the needy and cancel the debt when the seventh year arrives. Hi, baby, let me pause. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so after seventh year, cancel the shit. Some debts do that. Mm. If one is greedy, one is ruled by the law. Hold on. If one is greedy, one is ruled by the law through reason, so that one neither gleans the harvest nor gathers the last grapes from the vineyard. In all other matters, we can recognize that reason rules the emotions. Hold on. According is forced to act the contrary to natural ways. Although a lover of money, one is forced to act contrary. Okay, so following the law, you cannot. But if one is greedy, one is ruled by the law through reason, so that one neither gleans the harvest nor gathers the grapes. In all other matters, we can recognize that reason rules the emotions. I'm sorry, but that's hurting my eyes. For the law prevails even over affection for parents, so that the virtue is not abandoned for their sakes. It is superior to love for one's wife, so that one rebukes her when she breaks the law. It takes precedence over love for children, so that one punishes them for their misdeeds. It is sovereign over the relationship of friends, so that one rebukes friends when they act wickedly. Do not consider it paradoxical when reason through the law can prevail even over enmity. The fruit trees of the enemy are not cut down, but one preserves the property of the enemies from marauders and helps raise up what has fallen. Yeah, no, they burn everything. They don't take care of shit. They burn it down and then leave. But okay. See, this right here. This was not written in Old Testament because they burn it all down. It is evident that reason rules even the more violent emotions: lust for power, vainglory, boasting, arrogance, and malice. For the temperate mind repels all these malicious emotions, just as it repels anger, for it is sovereign even over this. So if you have reasoning, you don't do any of these things because you know it's dumb. When Mosey, when Mosey, when Moses was angry with Dathan, and Ab- Abiram, he did nothing against them in anger, but controlled his anger by reason and prayer. Sure did. For as I have said, the temperate mind is able to get the better of the emotions, to correct some and render others powerless. This. I have the worst part with this. Why else did Jake, our most wise father? Negative, Ghost Rider. That is a negative, Ghost Rider. Solomon was your most wise father. Dick. Anyway, since your thousands of Simeon and Levi for their irrational slaughter of the entire tribe of the Shechmites, saying, "Cursed be their anger." For if reason could not control anger, he would have not he wouldn't have said that. Now, when God fashioned human beings, he planted in them emotions and inclinations. Yeah, but why though? But at the same time, he enthroned the mind among the senses as a sacred governor over them all. To the mind he gave the law, and the one who lives subject to his this will rule a kingdom that is temperate, just, good, and courageous. See, I tell this to Dustin all the time. He gets so aggravated with me, but I tell him a kingdom is only as good as its king. It's exactly what I say. A kingdom is only as good as its king. And I've never read this book before. Really, I've never read the Bible before. I missed some of it, I guess, a little bit. I memorized what other people said. But this I say to Dustin to the point of nauseam. A kingdom is only as good as its king. How is it then, one might say, that if reason is master of the emotions, it does not control forgetfulness or ignorance? See, we heard about this. This is a bullshit argument. It's a bullshit argument. Anyway, I will be right. Oh, no, don't hit that. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, now we're going to chapter 3. It's going to be so much fun. Go. Oh, look at chapter 3. Okay. Maccabees 4, chapter 3. But this argument is entirely ridiculous. Yeah, it's a fucking straw man argument for people who don't know what to say. Because heaven forbid they just stick a dick in it. For it is evident that reason rules, not over its own emotion, but over those of the body. Yeah. No one of us can eradicate that kind of desire, but reason can provide a way for us not to be enslaved by desire. Yo, he's writing this because he wants to try bacon. He can smell it. I'm mostly kidding. None of us can eradicate anger from the mind, but reason can help deal with the anger. No one of us can eradicate malice, but reason can fight at our side so we are not overcome by malice. Dun dun dun. For reason does not uproot the emotions, but is their antagonist. See, I don't know what either one of these are, antagonist or protagonist. Protagonist isn't even a word right now, but I don't know what either one of those words mean. I probably should. A person who actively opposes or is opposite. Okay, so the dickhead. So reason does not uproot the emotion, but it is a dickhead. Now, this can be explained more clearly by the story of King David's thirst. Yes, for both men and women, but mostly women that needed to be taken care of or women for diplomacy. But he loved a man. David had been attacking the Philistines all. Oh, never mind. Keep reading, Nikki, you fucking retard. It doesn't even say that. David had been attacking the Phil. Oh, this motherfucker. Listen. I'm gonna tell you. This story. This motherfucking story. Listen. That's right. David was, oh, I thought it said he was in the garrison in the Philistines. Well, okay, well, then I had this story wrong. Do you want in here? I'll press pause. No, I guess not. My cousin must have scared him all. But anyway, I thought in this. What? Did you say something to me? Did you want in here? I'll press pause. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna cuss a lot, okay? I might be loud. So, anyway, in the story, I thought it was David was in some kind of prison, right? He was sitting in the prison and he said, "Oh, I'm just so thirsty." So, his dudes come and they kick everybody's ass. And then they bring David a cup of water. And then this motherfucker is gonna dump it out. Oh, I'm too good for this water because you might have died. So I'm not gonna drink it. I'm gonna dump it the fuck out. How ungrateful. Man. Man. Oh, David made me so mad. Oh. And in the Psalms, forget about it. He made me so mad. Okay. So let's read this story of David's thirst. David had been attacking the Philistines all day long, and together with the soldiers of his nation, killed many of them. When evening fell, he came sweating and exhausted to the royal tent, around which the whole army of our ancestors had encamped. Now, the rest were all at chow. But the king was extremely thirsty, and though the springs were plentiful there, he said, "Nah, no, I need to get something from over there." So, like, he was getting all jittery about it. Then, when his guards complained to him, like, "Dude, the fuck you doing?" Right? Two staunch young soldiers, respecting the king's desire, armed themselves fully and, taking a pitcher, climbed over the enemy's ramparts. Eluding the sentinels at the gate, they went searching throughout the enemy camp and found the spring, and from it boldly, they boldly brought the king some water. But David, though, he was burning with thirst. Oh, artistic embellishment. That's what all that was, because David was in jail. But David, though he was burning with thirst, considered it an altogether fearful danger to his soul to drink what was regarded as the equivalent to blood. Therefore, opposing reason to desire, he poured the drink as an offering to God. This motherfucker! Man, why? Why? Why'd he do that, man? David makes me so mad. Man, he makes me so mad. Oh, I hated every man. David's story is crazy. Blech. As great as David's story is, that motherfucker makes me so mad. He gives me blood pressure. For the temperate mind can conquer the drives of the emotions and quench the flames of frenzied desires. Yeah, but David did it after the fact. Like, they went and risked that ass for some water. And then this motherfucker's gonna dump it out because he had reasoning. Yeah, no, it should have been beforehand. This is a bad example. Anyway, it can overthrow boldly agonies when they are extreme, and by nobility of reason, spurn all domination by the emotions. The present occasion now invites to invites us to a narrative demonstration of temperate reason. Hopefully, it's not like your last one, which was not a very good example. David was a shit fuck who may or may not have been gay. At a time when our ancestors were enjoying profound peace because of their observance of the law and were prospering, so that even Seleucus Nicanor, king of Asia, had both appropriated money to them for the temple service and recognized their commonwealth. Just at the time, certain persons accepted a certain people attempted a revolution against the public harmony and caused many various disasters. Okay, so was this Jason or Mac? Okay, well, I don't know. Nicanor. It might have been Mac. Let's see. Oh my god. Oh, okay. We're going to do 4 too. Now, there was a certain Simon. Okay, this is Mac's brother. Maccabee. Judas. They call him Judas, but it's Mac. A political opponent of the noble and good man, Ananias, who then held the high priesthood for life. When, despite all manner of slander, he was unable to injure Onias in the eyes of the nation, he fled the country with the purpose of betraying it. What? Is this a different Simon? What the fuck is even happening? What is going on? I thought Simon was a Jew. Onias is a Jew. What the fuck is happening? So he came to Apollonius, governor of Syria, Phoenicia, and Cilicia. Sounds like a drug. And said, I have come here because I am loyal to the king's government, to report that in Jerusalem treasuries there are deposited tens of thousands in private funds, which are not property of the temple, but belong to the king. Okay. I didn't know the guy that did this. His name was Simon too. I didn't know that. When Apollonius learned the details of these things, he praised Simon for his service to the king and went up to Seleucus to inform him of the rich treasure. On receiving authority to deal with this matter, he proceeded quickly to our country, accompanied by the accursed Simon and a very strong military force. He said that he had come with the king's authority to seize the private funds in the treasury. The people indignantly protested his words, considering it outrageous that those who had committed deposits to the sacred treasury should be deprived of them, and did all they could to prevent it. But uttering threats, Apollonius went on into the temple. While the priests, together with women and children, were imploring God in the temple to shield the holy place that was being treated so bad. While Apollonius was going up with his armed forces to seize the money, here we go. Angels on horseback with lightning flashing from their weapons appeared from heaven, instilling in them great fear and trembling. Then Apollonius fell down half dead in the temple area that was open to all, stretched out his hands towards heaven, and with tears begged the Hebrews, "When did they become Hebrews? What the fuck is going on? I thought they were Jews." They're using it synonymously. Nikki, shut the fuck up. Okay. To pray for him and propitiate the wrath of the heavenly army. For he said that he committed sin deserving death, and that if he were to be spared, he would praise the blessedness of the holy place before all people. Okay. Moved by these words, the high priest Onias, although otherwise he had scruples about doing so, prayed for him so that Seleucus would not suppose that Apollonius had been overcome by human treachery and not by divine justice. So Apollonius, having been saved beyond all expectations, went away to report to the king what had happened. When Seleucus died, his son Epiphanes succeeded to the throne, an arrogant, terrible man. He was born treacherous, who removed Onias from the priesthood and appointed Jason as the high priest. Okay, so that stuff was way before Jason. So it had to be somebody else. Jason agreed that if the office he said if the office were conferred on him, he would pay the king 3,660 talents annually. So the king said, "I bet." Jason changed the nation's way of life and altered its form of government in complete violation of the law. Ooh. Yeah, but how much of it did they change back, though? But they kept some of it. So that not only was a gymnasium constructed at the very citadel of our native land, but temple service was abolished. This guy is asking for it. The divine justice was angered. The divine justice was angered by these acts, caused Epiphanes himself to make war on them. But who's the divine justice? Egypt is the divine justice. What the fuck? Okay. When he was warring against Ptolemy, he heard a rumor of his death had spread and that the people of Jerusalem rejoiced greatly. So he said, fuck this shit, and went back to fight him. After he had plundered them, he issued a decree that if any of them were found observing the ancestral law, they were gonna die, cause Jews suck. Okay. When, by means of his decrees, he had not been able in any way to put an end to the people's observance of the law, but saw all his threats and punishments were being disregarded. Yeah, because fuck you, fuck this guy. Even to the extent that women, because they had circumcised their sons, I feel like we've read this before. Okay. So, you can read that, right? Because I don't want to read that. So they were thrown out of a window. And then when I say his decrees were despised by the people, he himself tried through torture to compel everyone in the nation to eat defiling foods and renounce Judaism. Okay. I bet you this is going to be the one about. Man, is this going to be. Let me find out, because if it's going to be the mother and the seven sons. Okay. Okay. Tomorrow morning is going to be very sad and very brutal. I'm really bad at this. I'm bad. Anyway, take your pills. It's almost that time. So take your pills and have the. Oh, hey, it's Spaz. I love her. Man, I love her. She is the best cat. I love her. Anyway, thank you for watching. I love you. And take your pills. And then have the sweetest dreams ever.